After the events of the previous Teardrop video, Player 1 freaked out because it was one of his most successful video yet. So he begged on his knees to Teardrop for another video. Teardrop reluctantly agreed, but only because she had been insanely bored since being eliminated from the Power of 2. And so begins the return of Teardrop. Teardrop's plan was to make an alliance as soon as possible to stay safe, but then Spanish Pencil came along and said something I don't know, I can't speak Spanish that well. Needle seemed to recognize Teardrop as she said OMG Player 1, and this was a bit of an issue for me, except she never actually did anything, so it wasn't. Teardrop then ran around looking for people to make an alliance with. Fiery made a kind offer to give Teardrop the ability to speak, but in reality Teardrop was actually just an introvert, so she didn't like to talk but could if she wanted. Tug of War was the first challenge. Teardrop was very good at Tug of War, so her team ended up winning and Team No Name No Brain ended up being put up for elimination. Dora the Explorer was eliminated, but nobody cared because she and Spongy ditched Puffball and went to do something else. Escape Book's Basement was the second challenge, which concerned Teardrop as having a large team was not good for this challenge. However, Team No Name No Brain really had no brains because they lost the challenge despite their low numbers advantage. By this time Teardrop had an alliance with Fiery, Leafy, and Spanish Pencil. Fiery said something really sus and everyone called him out for it. Bossy Bob Golf Ball walked away from the competition instead of everyone walking away from her, and was eliminated. Summit Mount Yoil was the next challenge, and Teardrop's team, having too many people, finally came back to bite her as her team lost the challenge. Her team decided to eliminate Yellowface because he was giving off "I'm gonna steal your limbs" vibes. Make Yoil Stew was the next challenge, but by the time Teardrop put one Yoilaberry into the stew her team already had won, proving that sometimes strength is truly in the numbers. Surprisingly, the team named Lose a Whole Bunch was the team who lost the challenge. For the first time in forever, Bommy survived a cake at stake. As a result, Toddler Humor and Furries in ball form were forced to fight to the death in a sword fight on a hike. The next challenge was Build Dream Island, and hopefully my teammates won't be as idiotic as Puffball and Bommy in the first video. Lose a Whole Bunch lost again. They might dethrone Team No Name No Brain as the number 1 loser in this round. Bommy survived another cake at stake, and Book exits the basement to go to the tiny loser chamber. It's time for Teardrop's favorite activity, Vehicular Manslaughter. Teardrop slayed in this challenge and Team No Name lost. Instead of being the runner-up, Gelatin ran up to the tiny loser chamber, as he was eliminated.
Oh shit.
Next up was Balance Beam, which Teardrop knew how to speedrun. Needle claimed to be first even though Teardrop got there first, but Teardrop couldn't really correct her since she can only speak using emojis. Lose a Whole Bunch, you could have guessed, lost. Needy was eliminated and Bommy had survived 3 whole cake at stakes. I guess non-existy is carrying pretty hard. Battle for Dream Island again 6 was the challenge today. We had to run into a building and get to sleep. Bommy tried to rob my bed, but luckily I was spamming the E button, so I managed to get in first. Leafy, my only teammate, got to sleep as well, so our team won. Enslaved Dumb lost the challenge. Bommy survived. Move along. It was time for the merge. No longer could I be carried by the fact the other team sucked and be safe just for not losing. Now instead of simply not losing, I have to win. I was too busy looking for Ruby, who wanted an alliance, to record Needy getting back into the game. Teardrop tore through the puzzle challenge, barely beating Fiery, and earning immunity. Somebody used a win token on Fiery to increase his chances of being safe, but it didn't matter and Teardrop was about to win immunity from punch parkour, but she fell off and Fries claimed immunity. Ruby was sent back to Gem School to learn how to not punch again, and now it's time for the final 6. Potato Chips and Needy flipped Teardrop's car over, so she lost. Fries ran away from the crime scene so Non-Existy got eliminated, sad to see him go. Then Teardrop won by doing absolutely nothing. Everyone complimented Teardrop, which really raised her morale. Then Needy suggested eliminating Spanish Pencil because she was doing weird stuff to her. Lapis salió del juego y quedaron 4 jugadores. The challenge this time was to put some balls in a bowl. Teardrop tried to sabotage Needy but she failed and Needy gained immunity into the final 3. Fiery tried to eliminate Teardrop, so Teardrop got mad, intimidating Fiery into trying to eliminate Leafy. Everyone knew Fiery was using the alliance to get others killed so he could survive, so Teardrop and Leafy teamed up to get him eliminated.
Welcome to your final test.
It's the final challenge. The winner of this would win Dream Island. Who will win? Leafy, Needle, or Teardrop? Will Teardrop reach the final 3 just to fail again, or will she rise to the occasion and obtain the square mile of luxury? There's only one way to find out. And just like that, Teardrop triumphed over the competition and finally won Dream Island. Teardrop's had her happy ending, but possibly, just maybe, other contestants will try their luck again at getting in too. Maybe even Needy will get her own video. If you like this, please subscribe. Even Teardrop is saying it, and Needle too, but that was off camera because I ended the recording too early. Oops.
I could debut! I'm Chesty!
After recording this video, I checked my subscriber count while doing something. I realized I hit 150 subscribers. Thank you all so much for this, as I thought I wouldn't make it far in my YouTube career. I will post a special video for this occasion when I am able to.